387. We've had 3 days of test match cricket, but as they say in English, back to square one, which means nothing much to choose from. Both teams have gotten exactly the same score that I mentioned right at the start, which is 387. But if you were thinking that 60% of the match is done and only half the innings is done, and so it is heading towards what now possibly looks like a draw, well, if you thought this test match was devoid of any excitement because of it heading towards a draw, because of the fact that both teams have been very cautious in their batting approach, no fireworks, then guess what? The last 5-10 minutes of day 3 have given us all the spice that we need to enjoy test match cricket. It was Zak Crawley versus the Indian team, and even though it wasn't 60 minutes, probably was 6 minutes. Was it 6 minutes of hell that we witnessed?
6 minutes of drama, cinema, excitement. Whatever way you look at it. For 3 days, what bat and ball couldn't do, the situation gave it to you. And that is why India will be riled up, and that should instill the fire in them to blast England out tomorrow cheaply. Because if this doesn't motivate them, I don't know what will. Because you could see that there was plenty of gamesmanship in that 6 minutes squeezed in. There was time wasting, blatant time wasting
by
England.
Okay.
Obviously.
Well, so India weren't wasting time. What kind of a question is that, Ashit?
No, people can ask because Jasprit Bumrah also went forward and came back on one occasion.
That was instigated by Zak Crawley.
Because Crawley was not standing there.
Exactly.
Both teams.
There was
one team that wanted to play, one team that didn't want to play that
Only
much.
one team wasting time.
Just saying, micro-analyzing, there was that 20 seconds there as well.
No.
But that is because it was a reaction to what England were doing. I mean, at the end of the day, there was only one team that did not want to play.
Exactly. See, 6 minutes to go, 1 over or 2 overs. This is where I think the guidelines, I mean, you don't want to be a batter, but let me again reiterate, whatever England did was nothing surprising. It has always been there, and whether it is called something of this entity called spirit of cricket or spirit of the game, excuse me, there's nothing of it in that. It's always been there.
Okay, for those of you who did not watch that last bit, it was, scores tied and India came out to bowl. India obviously was trying to squeeze in 2 overs, but England ensured that no more than 1 over was bowled. And of course, for England, as we were discussing, nothing much to gain for the openers. I mean, what is it that you can gain in 2 overs? But a lot to lose. You can lose a wicket, and so it was all to play for when it comes to the Indian team. So 2-3 occasions it didn't have, time was being wasted. First, it started late. The English batters wasted time. There was about a 2-minute delay for the game to start because they took time to walk in, get ready, and so on and so forth. And then even while they were bowling, in the middle of each ball, Crawley was pulling out while Bumrah was completing the run-up. And then one time he said it got hit on his finger and wasted time there, and the Indian team wasn't happy about that. They obviously wanted to squeeze in another over. Who was right, who was wrong? Was Zak Crawley within his rights to do it? It's fine, or was he crossing the line?
No, he was totally fine. He got hit legitimately on the finger.
Legitimately, we all saw that. First impression obviously was because real time you couldn't gauge what exactly happened.
You were fine with what Crawley did?
Absolutely. If a bowler, if a batter gets hit while trying to defend the ball, go for his stroke. In this case, he was trying to defend.
What about previous to that? He pulled out also.
That's also fine.
Okay, for me it was not fine. See, when he got hit on the finger, that's absolutely fine. You can call for the physio. It could be a serious injury for that matter. But when he pulled out earlier, now this is something that I've had a problem with even from the time, when I started watching test cricket or, whatever memory that I have, as far as the early memories are concerned. I think it clearly shows that you lack confidence to get through the day. It's as simple as that.
No,
I have always...
I'll say is it may not be necessarily... Yes, of course, when you look at the batter concerned over here, and that's Zak Crawley, somebody who's walking on eggshells, as we know. But let's be honest, yes, he's down on confidence as a batter, but he's well within his rights to pull out as well. And he knows that a wicket here and there changes everything. What am I going to do? My
No, but
prerogative is that
what right we are talking about the fact that
I do things in a
he's-
legal manner. I'm not doing anything illegal.
I think this is also, see, something needs to be brought about.
Yeah.
For example, I mean, he's also having water in the middle. Yeah. I mean, there's something needs to be done. Now you're having aram se water. Everyone's fighting. Then he pulled out. Now, if there's some genuine movement, something I can understand, but you pull out of that. So, till what time can you tolerate that? That's my point.
Exactly.
I'm saying, as things stand today, as of now, that we have this conversation at a little over 11 o'clock on whatever the 11th of July that we're having, the 12th of July that we're having this conversation. Nothing in the rule book says that this is not permissible. So the day that there is a rule that you can only take so many timeouts, as Joe Root says, have only 3 occasions inside 80 overs where you can ask for a change of ball. So till the time you come up with the stipulation that these are the number of timeouts that a bowler or a batter or a batting side or a fielding side can
how
call
can
out
there be
for.
a stipulation?
Exactly.
See, let's say there are multiple time movements, for example, then the batter has to pull out.
Yeah.
Yeah,
How can you leave
exactly.
it at
So Zak Crawley was the same batter who in the first innings, I remember, also had to pull out because he was seeing some movement happen around the scoreboard. And he's been involved in a couple of occasions, but he didn't do anything illegal. And I know I'm the team under pressure, or there are only 2 men under pressure at the moment in the Lord's cricket ground. Only 2, Duckett and Crawley. Everyone else was having a gala time, and they knew they were in for 6 deliveries and they had to last those 6 deliveries. So the pressure was on the 2 of them. What am I going to do? Within the rule book, within the rules of the game, I'm going to try and disrupt. I'm going to try and ensure that I go back home safe. That's what they managed to do without breaking the law.
Okay, today it's fine, but I think something needs to be done, because otherwise it will become a norm. Anyway, you're struggling in a situation where you're getting about 80 overs. Sometimes you're not even touching 80 overs when you're supposed to bowl 90.
Yeah.
And these kind of things keep happening.
See,
I mean,
we appreciated
stern
Gulbadin
steps
Naib.
have to be taken.
We appreciated Gulbadin Naib in the 2024 T20 World Cup for those antics.
What?
We called it a master stroke, that he clutched his hamstring and he fell down. Although it was Oscar level acting.
It was Jonathan Trott saying, hold on.
Exactly. But that was hailed as a master stroke. Why can't Crawley's thing be also hailed as a master
a
stroke?
lot of people objected to that as well.
Yeah.
Of course, but they were in the minority.
I'm saying in general, these things have to be checked. For example, I don't know how you do it, but you have to find a way.
Again, what Naib also did was unsportingly, but also very much within the rules.
So I'm saying, then what are the on-field umpires doing? They need to step up and say something to the batter, saying that, listen, now you're wasting time. I'm going to give you a warning or something like that. Some 2 or 3 warnings for time wasting, and you're out or something. Like, you have a bowler is not allowed to bowl running between the wicket. 1 warning, 2 warning, then the ball is taken away from you, and that's taking 1 skill away from a bowler and penalizing him for something that they feel can affect the game. Something like that for the batter. You have to empower the umpires then.
That's the problem. Umpires have never been empowered. In the sport of cricket, where they are considered the final adjudicators or the arbitrators, where are they empowered?
You allow them to pick the balls for you, na? They've been so proactive in that.
That's it. But then
then also they're getting flack.
And now you even have technology to question their decision.
Exactly. Sharfadullah got
Sharfadullah
2
twice. Both time missing, not even like.
Identical. It was so difficult to differentiate those two.
That's the thing. Umpires are never ever empowered. See, for example, it takes me back to that South Africa Sri Lanka encounter that was there in Colombo. You remember Imran Tahir and everybody were trying to stonewall Dilruwan Pereira, but then he got
2014
cramps.
Test Series, yeah.
He got cramps. He laid down, I can't bat, and then he wasted time as the final session approached.
And South African players, from the dressing room, they were laughing.
Exactly.
Yes.
But they saved the test match, isn't it, at the end of the day? This is blatantly unfair that, a wicket has fallen at 10:45. Be flexible with the rules.
Also, see,
Stumps
I think
was.
it's part of sport. Do
No,
we
2
not
overs
see
could have been squeezed.
Absolutely.
Do we not see this across sport happen? Look at football is the primary. Simulation Pro Max is
No,
seen out there.
but there you keep adding on minutes. Huh?
Yes, you do. But again,
Injury time
it's
keeps
never
getting added.
it's never proportionate enough.
But I'm still saying there is something there.
Today you got 2
Here
extra
there's
minutes.
nothing. Half
Yesterday,
an hour
2
is
extra
added.
minutes.
Half an hour is added. But then after that, once you know that this is the deadline, now nothing can be done. So Crawley does what Crawley does.
Rigid timelines and inflexible timelines, all these things will happen. Every single thing will happen in this case because it's not just, oh, we have to take this holier than thou attitude that India could have taken 6 wickets in 6 balls. It won't happen. India have also been guilty in the past of doing it. West Indies have been guilty. England and Australia are prime offenders.
I'm pretty sure if these were Indian batters as well, we would have said the same thing, that everything was done within the rules of the game.
No, but something still needs to be done.
Yeah.
I think we're looking for something that may not exist.
See, I think
that
what
balance,
This is
that rule,
unfair.
I don't know.
No, this I think
How
is
do you-
clearly unfair. Now imagine we're 2 overs. See, these are things that can change the fortune of a test match. 1 more over squeezed in, 1 wicket falls.
Yeah,
It
I
looks very
totally
different.
agree. I totally.
But
But how do you rationalize
But
this
you know,
situation?
because I tell you what, it was so blatant the way he was doing it. He's actually, in a way, mocking you. I felt like that. That is, in a way, mocking the cricket world. That see, this is allowed by law. Do what the hell you want to. I'm saying Indian team is complaining also that get ready. He is ready. There's no movement. Everything is ready. Play. He's still being defiant. What he's actually telling you is, he's mocking you. He's telling you, jo kar sakte ho kar lo. I will do it. I'm saying it is, you know, you're pushing the boundaries. I know it's within the rules, but you're just mocking the sport per se by saying, I will follow these kind of things. That looks ugly to me.
And I think in a way what he also showed that he is fearful of Bumrah.
Yeah,
it's as
it is.
simple as
But
that.
the
That is
thing,
fine.
But the
I
thing
think-
is that, no, but that's
See-
only a mental victory. No, it doesn't translate into it.
Yeah.
So if I'm a team, fine, I agree with you. That's giving me an indication he's scared and I'll sledge him also. But at the end of the day, I need 10 wickets. What only counts at the end of the day for me to show
Yeah, it's
is-
10 wickets.
I'm
it's
looking
10
at it
wickets.
from Zak Crawley's
So that
point of
is-
view.
that I could have got
What
one.
did I have to do? I had to look a bit ugly. I had to keep my pride aside. I had to look like a coward. All those things happened,
Yeah.
but ultimately the aim was achieved. Aim was to come back home unhurt. The team remains where it was, all 10 wickets intact. That has happened.
I just hope that contest thing would have happened to him.
Oh yeah.
Bumrah would have got him out and then the whole team would have.
Yeah, or maybe Bumrah would have got duck it out. Also, that time it was the left-hander he got out, Khwaja.
No, but it would have been more fun, no? Crawley, Harry was facing
Yeah,
the
yeah,
last
yeah.
wicket. Get him out and then.
That would have been
What did you make of the
cinema, pure cinema.
parliamentary words that were used by the Indian camp?
That's undone. That's undone. You know, I expect sledging to happen. We've all seen sledging happen.
We all heard it. Some
We all heard
nasty
it, yes,
words were.
nasty.
That was the commentators heard as well. Again,
But he had every right to say it. He had every
so that
right.
the words have to be again. You need to choose your words. You can convey the same meaning using different.
that only
let
And
us
Gill
not.
knows also that there is something.
that only he'll
Yeah.
see, that's something he'll understand when he'll be on the receiving end. Now though he can say whatever he wants to,
think
to Crawley and
actually
others.
That is pushing it. You know, one thing that's happened with the Indian team is, and I sort of got that vibe when we were being overly insistent on ball getting changed as well, and we've been doing that for 3 matches now. One of our players has gotten a demerit point also for that. So all of that put together, somewhere I feel you're taking this Indian brand that it's from the shadows that it used to be in, now that it's become this whole juggernaut. I think we're taking this as we were
What
actually
brand?
taking. Sorry.
What brand?
No, the fact that you take away a big chunk of the money, you know, you rule the roost when it comes to the money power. You've got the money muscle and everything. I think all of that, you get the way things are. There's only one T20 league in the world, and that's the league that you represent. You play for that board.
No, how does that translate into this?
It reflects in the boisterousness. It reflects, while it's good in a way, it's given Indian
You think
cricket.
there's arrogance that you see from Indian cricket or the
I
players?
would say you're I think you're taking things for granted over here, knowing where you come from.
But even if India wasn't the top cricketing nation of the world, I mean, this scenario that was
You know,
happening,
the
it would-
usage of that language,
it would upset anybody.
I don't appreciate that language.
See, if
I'm
we
giving
are.
example.
you know,
I'm not saying it's a
we
fair
this gully
example.
cricket. This is not gully cricket.
I
No,
know
where
that, I
this
know
such
that.
language will be used.
My submission to you is that this language does not come from you being the most powerful. I'm giving an example. Let's say, 3 decades ago, Indian cricket wasn't the most powerful or the most. But had there been a Raman Lamba and Manoj Prabhakar playing right now, similar or even worse language would have come. My point is that thing doesn't necessarily come from a place of being the number
Now
one
there are
cricket.
too many things though.
Or for example, if
to
there was a
suggest-
Waqar Younis and a Wasim Akram, Pakistan may not be the most, in their heydays, the
Yeah,
richest
yeah.
cricket board or whatever.
Yeah, I'm
If
just saying,
somebody
you
was
did-
doing this to
See,
them, the
but
language.
but look at we were the same team that suffered what happened to us in 2008 in Australia as well, right? Back then, was there, maybe we were just blessed with gentlemanly figures, or maybe we were too meek as a cricketing nation. Where were all these voices then? Did we not have a Harbhajan Singh on that very tour with us? And he is very well capable, as we know, of showing that side of his to the entire
But
world.
then
Which he
that
did.
Exactly, he
But-
did, and there was a big controversy.
but not to the extent that
How
it
do we know? There was those stump cams weren't that easily available.
Exactly.
In fact, the one
Technology
incident
wasn't that
advanced.
Was
Yeah.
the language used?
or not fully used.
How do whichever version you listen to it, the language was not great. My point is that.
If we are hoping that cricket should have parliamentary language, we have been fed the biggest smokescreen in decades. No sport can ever give you proper parliamentary language when this kind of a situation is there. Oh, come on, yeah,
You're
come
playing
on.
for your country. This is it is, even if I was there, it would irk me also. I would also get upset. How do I control my temper then?
You have to understand the era, okay, an era prior to this, where language was only reflected through certain slow motions and he was always in focus when you look at language. Okay. Another was cool, bindas, but his language was also typical of where he was from. Okay.
Don't talk in whatever
Cryptic.
abstract.
Tell names,
things.
nah.
I am
This was
talking
this,
about
was that,
parliamentary language. If you want to look at it, there are no beacons like Virat Kohli and Rohit Sharma. I'm sorry.
No. I mean, it's not about somebody did it or not.
No, but how many times do we remember a Virat Kohli speak the language that was just spoken to the opposition players?
Uh-huh.
Tell me which instance. We were talking about blatant instances. What happened at Super Sport? Was abusive language being used by the Indian captain then?
Of course.
No.
He accused
That time
South
everyone-
Africa of blatant cheating.
No, I'm saying the colourful words we heard today.
There is something.
See, also you can't blame Gill because that moniker Captain Cool has been taken by somebody. it's already been trademarked. So he's like, now I can't be Captain Cool because that's
No, I think
taken
someone
away.
has opposed it.
But whatever, it's been applied for. So he now cannot take it. So he's like, I might as well be Captain
Harshit.
Angry or aggressive or whatever.
Every single time a batter from the opposition fell, who would charge up and use very polite language, and the whole ground would get reverberated with it.
My point being, that is an emotive expression.
But that is unparliamentary language.
This was direct communication with the batter.
So
There's direct communication with the batter happening.
I think in a way he's right. See, let's just go back to our instances only, na. Whenever we used to play quizzes, whenever I won, I definitely used, a different language, and you also did it. So
see, this
I
is a
think
lie
that's-
that he's propagated. He never won. Okay, so he never won. So that is a different matter altogether. I'm saying everybody with playing exposure that you got in the Indian Premier League, even a Ross Taylor used to give it back in that same lingo that he used to do it. Okay.
Yeah.
So Indian cricket team cannot be on that pedestal that, oh, we use parliamentary language, the rest of the world uses unparliamentary, we take that high moral ground. Virat Kohli shattered it.
See, I'm all for the
No,
kind
there
of
are players
sledging.
before that also.
Of course.
I'm all for the
But
kind
no
of sledging
stump
that we
catch.
saw.
But then I guess it's like a battlefield. Yeah? These
Exactly.
things are natural. It comes out. You can't be. I mean, how do you? And I'm not saying that everyone
You
needs
just had
do
to
it.
use. You just had to replace the B word with courage word.
No, but it's very easier said than done.
Exactly.
Harshit,
Heat
it's
of the
in
moment.
heat. And by the way, I'm not saying one person who's doing it is right and the other who doesn't do it is wrong. I'm saying to each his own. Every personality comes out differently. Like there was a Captain Cool, he remained cool. But that's if somebody is a bit more animated, does not mean that his technique is wrong. It's just that his personality is like that. Some are different, some are
Did
not.
Sharipa
That takes me to another question that I have for you guys. Is this a new side of Shubman Gill, being this animated skipper, or is this possibly something that he's probably
No.
inherited?
It is not. No, it's got nothing to do with inheritance. Nobody really sees what I have inherited. This is not Jadeja that you are getting. That it's everyone wants to cart their own path. This is now to the point. Why is it that you're seeing this version of Shubman Gill? Because captaining the Indian team is not easy, sir. You can be a player and you can get involved on and off, but you can still detach yourself slightly to that. Captaincy comes with a lot of pressure. That's why I'd say it's a tough hat to wear, because you are thinking about the balls, the bowling changes, what the opposition is doing, are they wasting time, can I squeeze in another over? These are the things that take toll. No, that's why when it starts affecting your batting, it's not any direct correlation that you know, because while you're fielding, while you're batting, why can't you turn on your batter's game? It's those added things that come onto it. And I'm not saying that that's bad. Each person who's a captain deals with it differently. And if he's dealing with this with, you know, showing a bit more emotion, that's fine. If that is the release he needs and that helps him being a better captain, then so be it. That's just natural. Whatever helps him cope up with this high pressure job, it is, I think, the second most high profile job in India after being the Prime Minister. I'm guessing because the Indian captain is the one who's always under scrutiny, because as much as you love cricket. So it's like being an English coach, right? The coach of the English football team. They comes with a lot of pressure. So it's pretty much like that. And this is why you're seeing a different version of Shubman. Because when you're there, then you realize. Virat is talking about grey hair, MS Dhoni's hair turned grey pretty early, all because of
pressures of the job. I mean, look, simple thing. I have a problem with people who fake aggression and cross the line.
I don't think he's faking.
No, he didn't. Shubman was clearly annoyed, and he had every right to be annoyed.
That's where I think you had the problem with Mohammad Siraj.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, but even in Siraj's case, it is now pretty evident that it's not even Adelaide. If you see, I don't think he fakes it, because faking it can happen once or twice. It is just in inherent nature.
It is not faking
part of his culture. Part of his personality.
Yeah.
It just comes out like that.
It's not faking it. Out of context. I put it in the right context. You said aggression, but I'm talking about what Virat Kohli did with Sam Constas in Melbourne.
Unwarranted.
That was clearly crossing the line, and Virat was lucky to not escape with a ban. He should have been outright banned. I'm sorry. That was what the Australian media called him at that time. He was like that. I'm sorry, the Australian media for once in their life got it right. For once.
And I think Shubman Gill's aggression, I don't think we'll usually see that as the series progresses, or maybe his captaincy progresses. I think it was more to do with the instance of what really happened. I think had it not, if Zak Crawley would have been
sporting,
showed his gentleman behavior, I don't think Shubman Gill would have used the words that Pawan just showed us.
Firstly, let us stop calling this sport gentleman's game. That died 100 years ago.
It was not serious.
I know.
Yeah.
See, Lords.
It is, by the way, for those of you, because we cannot be using those unparliamentary words in our life.
Yeah.
We are a family channel. You can go to X and find out it's trending. Go to X and you'll find it. It's not only trending, but pictures also going
It takes
viral.
me back to this one time. I don't know
But
if you
can I be
remember
honest?
this.
I don't think what Shubman said was out of line. I mean, that is exactly what anyone would feel like if you're backing off. If you're showing, whether it's gamesmanship or whatever, if you're showing that you are, scared, then that is the very natural thing for Shubman to say. I would have also said it.
Again, I mean, see, social media have gotten their fodder, they're all happy. But it is only storm in a teacup.
But I think he could be fined for it.
Could be.
Yeah.
But you should
I
take
think
it
that's
on the
possible.
chin and
Take
move
it on
on.
the chin.
Okay, talking about that, let's get to
I think it's a good time for us to take the comments first.
No. I know the comments are going to be like, we'll take those comments a little later. Let's dive into the match. We have a match to
Hopefully
discuss.
the comments won't be as
This
colourful.
is just a sidelight. Let's get to the main match. It's exciting. It is dead heat, 387 tied both teams. For someone who doesn't understand cricket, how do you explain to him that you played 3 days of tough cricket and so many things happened, wickets fell, hundreds were scored, everything, and here you are back to square one and it's a straight out shootout in the second innings, whichever team gets more runs wins. How do you explain that to somebody who
Cricket is a tough sport. Very tough sport indeed. Because see, 3 days of attritional cricket, you're bowled close to 250 overs, about 650 plus runs have been scored. Nothing to separate the teams. Nothing. If this was an ODI, it would have been a tie. That is the way I look at it.
You think India would be happy that they matched England's total, or India would be upset the fact that they could not take a lead?
Upset.
Second option, yeah. I think that India would be upset. You were 376 for 6. So even
11
if
shot at one point with 4 wickets in hand.
yeah, absolutely.
11
and
collapse.
this is once again a mini collapse that India have had. As far as their
But if I was to just say law of average, that collapse would have to happen somewhere. For example, let's say for England also it happened start of day 2 that 3 wickets fell in succession. Just that collapse comes about for any team. Just that for India it happened right at the end.
I think but the way all the remaining batters were going, Jadeja, Washington Sundar, it did look like that they would be able to get a lead of about 40 or 50 odd, and I think that would have been crucial for India. But now I think the slender advantage that India had gained in the first 2 sessions, I think with this mini collapse they have actually lost it. So with the prediction that I had that where is the match actually going, or which team is ahead, I've been saying this thing for 2 days now that pretty much even Stevens, and my thing remains the same now. With this mini collapse, it is still
By the way,
even
by
Stevens.
the way,
Scores are tied, it has to be.
I just have to take you guys back to the previous subject that we were on, because there's some
See,
fireworks
loves-
happening in the press conference as well at the
Ooh,
moment.
okay, tell
So
us.
the England team consultant Tim Southee says that
Lovely guy.
Yeah, so he spoke on the drama that we saw. He says that I don't want I don't know what they were complaining about when Shubman Gill is lying down all the time taking a massage.
Yeah, okay, so he's referring. Yeah, I know he's referring to the time where Shubman Gill. But the thing is, no, to that extent, there are multiple times that the English players also take breaks. So that's a larger thing. But I think his comment is misplaced because that is not happening right at the time of when you can squeeze in another over. I think the context and the timing of that happening is the major thing. Yeah. Yes, people taking breaks for injuries and so on and so forth is a different matter which needs to be looked at, I think, in cricket. But that happens through the game, and I'm sure it happens in the English front as well. When somebody gets hit or whatever, or water is called multiple times. That I agree. But I think in this case, it's not a clear comparable scenario. Shubman Gill getting a massage done because he really has lower back pain. He's not doing it in an effort to waste time. In fact, a lot of time it's happening when he's fielding, and they, out of all the people who'd want overs to get done fast because they want it dismissed. So there is no time wasting there. The larger thing is that should such timeouts be allowed or not in the larger interest of the game, that's a different debate. But what Zak Crawley did today was completely different. So not a fair.
Lovely guy, Tim. But then see, such an irony, isn't it? I mean, and such a holier than thou attitude now suddenly people are going to get. We are complaining about squeezing an over in, right? When in the entire test match, you have made no effort to improve an over rate. Your over rates have been abysmal. What if you want to set a deterrent for slow over rate? Okay. Suppose any team that has won, if you're 12 overs behind, deduct 12 points. Deduct 12 points, make your win null. That is how you will get brains if you want to manage your over rate. It's both India and England, but we are harping upon a situation where your over rates throughout this entire series have been abysmal, and we are now crying over that, one over we could have squeezed in and gotten a wicket or something, or some kind of Mayajal or Hulabaloo. I really don't know what is going to happen. Tim, nice guy. Yes, he's missed the mark here, but as a bowling consultant also, he's had a torrid time. Because
he should actually be concentrating on giving advice to English bowlers who are quite
Toothless.
frankly pathetic. So the last session was fine. We'll get to that. I mean, there's a lot of debate to be
But
had.
firstly, if you want to empower the umpires and if you want the players to understand the broader context of the game, improve over rate. Then talk about, they've had blatant gamesmanship and all that to waste one over. I am, as a batsman, entitled, boss. I want to protect my wicket. I'll do whatever is possible to protect my wicket. Let the opposition harp on whatever it is. I remember Nathan Lyon in that, he had come out as a night watchman in that pink ball test match. Anderson, Wokes were getting it to hoop around in Adelaide. Nathan Lyon, he got hit in the midsection. 2 minutes. It anyway became the last over because then one more ball kicked up from the thing. He became a gardener. He used his pitch curating skills. He tried to do all that thing. That's it. No one raised an objection at that time. England, okay, because they have done it so much in the past. One more team gives it to them, they don't mind. No team can be on the high moral ground that we are not wasting time in a test match. I mean, blatant. And Sri Lanka were very rightly made to pay by Pakistan in that 2014 test match Sharjah. They were taking their own sweet time. Sun had set. Umpire said, no, you play on. That was the one time I saw umpires getting empowered in a cricket test match. Otherwise, they're all lambs in front of England, India and Australia. I'm sorry. They don't empower, the umpires are not empowered in those kind of contests. So,
I mean, whatever comes out of it. As I said, this is still a sidelight. There is a test match to really talk about because that test match had some very good batting, some good deliveries bowled and a lot of tactics that we need to discuss. But what this incident has done, as a lot of these sidelight incidents do, is added that much needed spice to this series. We are sitting at 1-1. We are sitting at dead heat when it comes to the first innings of this test match. So there's literally nothing to choose between the two teams. And after, I mean, this test match is of course there. After this, we still have 2 more test matches to go. So all I can say is fun times ahead. And we obviously look forward to your company through that. Coming back to the test match, Siddharth feels that there is not much to choose from. Just a word on that. I mean, you really can't choose anything when you're really tied the first innings.
The thing is that it has changed because at the beginning of the day, after the first or second session, I think we all pretty much felt that India have gathered that slim advantage. But I think with this mini collapse, I don't think that advantage is there anymore. I think once again you start well. But yeah, if there's one thing that that would hold India in good stead on day 4 is that the ball is going to be new. On the opening 2 days, it was in the first session that most of the wickets fell. And I think with Indian bowling led by Bumrah, I think they would once again want to cash in on this opportunity.
India would be happy or not getting that lead?
They take it.
They'll take it.
But why? Because like we also analyzed over here, this was a very competitive first innings score that England had managed. Also, India knew the fact that this could have been a smaller total for England in the first innings had they taken their catches, and that one catch proved to be so expensive that you ended up giving away another 50-60 runs. So firstly you had to get over that setback, for which you needed the batting to turn up, and thankfully the batting did, because otherwise you're looking at 330, 340 being a good score over here, looking at how the pitch was for the first day and a half, and there was some aid at least. But then when we saw that aid extended towards the second half of day 2 as well, then that's why you felt that this was a very good total eventually that they managed. Overall, India will be happy with what they've done, but not sad about anything, because they also knew hard of hearts they'd given too many runs away, or 50 too many runs, and now that they've leveled things out, it's as even Stevens, they'd be proud of the batting effort they've done as well.
I think it'll be bittersweet for them. Because at 5 for 326, you envisage them taking a lead at 5 for 326. You lost 5 wickets for 61 runs and 4 wickets for 11 runs. If you look at it in that way, they would be unhappy about the fact that they missed out on taking a lead.
So that then we're expecting like a perfect batting day for all 10 batters, right? On a wicket like this, you look at the top order, there's only a Yashasvi who didn't get you runs. Otherwise, and a Karun who also got you 40, by the way. But otherwise, if you see, this is like the average for all batters is 38.7 in this innings. You'll on most days sort of take that.
Yeah, but then see, at 326 for 5, we had all stated that it was an exceptional effort, right? From the Indian batters to come this far. Jadeja had shown good application. Nitish was hanging in there. Washington was hanging in there. You expected what they would do at the number 7 and number 8 position. That's why I said it's bittersweet. They will not be too worried about that we couldn't take the lead. You're on an even keel. It is a fresh start, and the pitch is only going to get worse as the game progresses. The Indian bowlers will be fired up from what happened in this 1 over that happened. So, all in all, I think, as I said, I had said that the one team is just ahead. I think now it's a dead heat. No one's ahead.
If I was India, I'd be very disappointed with the day today. And I'll tell you multiple reasons. I think it was a day of missed opportunities for India. And I'll start from the very beginning. let's take that Rishabh Pant run out. I think, that itself shouldn't have happened. You actually had the foot on the throat of the English team at that situation. Outstanding partnership. From there on, you should have just killed this test match. And actually, you were in a position where you could have looked at taking a 150 run lead as well, which was unthinkable at one point. These are not really easy batting conditions, but you did it. Starting with that run out. Then, even despite that run out, for once, we were talking about our lower order, the all-rounders that you pack. We don't know whether they are in good form or not, and you don't know in these conditions would Jadeja, Nitish Reddy and Washington Sundar chip in or not. All of those doubts were there. And guess what? All of them did chip in. I think Jadeja also playing an outstanding knock at that. And yet, and third thing, I think England bowling, at least for the first two sessions, and even third session, they made a lot of mistakes. First two sessions, absolute rubbish, So you're getting a lot of pies being bowled at you. So if I look at that entire day, on a day where we probably could have been sitting here and saying only two results are possible. England can either pull out a draw at best or India are winning this. It could have been that situation at the end of the day today when we are sitting. But what India has done is, and that brings me to the point of where I think this test match is, on the scores front, it's a dead heat. But I now maintain that because of how this game is finished, England have taken a slight edge. And why do I say that? It's not because of the scores. There's nothing much to choose from the scores. The fact that India have to bat last. And the fact that India will get the worst batting conditions. So while you got both teams have got the best batting conditions and both teams have notched up exactly the same sort of total, England might get relatively better batting conditions than India can. And what works for England is the only thing that can really go against them is they have a collapse. As of now, the way the match has panned out, it does seem like that both India and England are capable enough to bat one day apiece. So the most obvious result looks like a draw. But herein lies an advantage for England having batted first. So for example, if I bat according to potential, which is 3 or 4 sessions, 4 sessions in that matter, then at least I'm in a position of where I put up such a total which cannot be chased in 2 sessions or the final day, but put the opposition in, or 2.5 session or whatever, wherein even if India bat to potential, it should then be a draw, but at least I open up that window that what if I get a collapse and I get my chance. So these things are in England's control simply because of the fact that they won the toss and they decided to bat first. So then when I see that in context of both teams having got similar amount of runs, nothing to choose from the runs, but that tells me that England with a slight advantage in the situation. That's why I'm saying that is what will hurt India. They could have very well just killed England off in this test match on this day today, where the English bowling was rubbish and Indian batters top notch. Kudos to their resolve. Kudos to the application that they had. Kudos to them adjusting to these conditions. As I said, these were still slightly alien conditions to them and not as flat batting tracks as we saw. So all of that put together, day of missed opportunity.
While those are very valid points, one thought that just crossed my mind, could this in a way be a blessing, little bit of a blessing, that it's just so even Stevens, and we know this is an English side that likes pushing for results. Now there's not too much time left. In that pursuit of forcing a result, do they then come out wanting to bat quickly tomorrow at a rapid rate and commit harakiri?
They won't do that. See, I think the first innings told you that they have deviated from playing reckless cricket to cricket. I'm not even going to use the word sensible cricket because cricket is supposed to be sensible. So they resolved to playing cricket, in which they've understood that you need to respect the conditions and bat accordingly. And they had the advantage of winning the toss. So now, as I said, if you're England, your first aim is, from England's point of view, not to have a collapse. And if they don't have a collapse, then they eliminate one result completely. Yeah. That's their only focus. And at least push for a win. The worst case scenario is you take a draw. Yeah. India, on the other hand, will have to push now. Because for India, the only way that window opens up is if you run through their batting order and then set yourself a target that you can chase.
You're expecting England to bat with the same mindset. They finished with 253 on day 1.
They won't bat aggressively.
So it's exactly the same now.
They will respect the conditions whenever there is chance and bat conservatively. That's 3 and over sort of a thing. And their whole thing is, if they do not get all out and bat to potential, again as I'm saying, collapse, then it's done. That bat for full day, okay, and then maybe an hour and a half full day, which then gets you a total that in these tough conditions, even India can't bat aggressively.
It's-
So either you win or you draw.
The way if
Or you learn.
if it
Whatever.
if it
I was
turns out,
coming to that.
if it
Oh,
turns
win,
out
learn.
exactly like that, then England in fact will have an opportunity of raining 60 overs of hell then. Just
Because of the fact that they
Yes.
won the toss.
Yes.
Possible?
This is how it-
possible. See,
but
that's
they'll have to then keep some time on day 5 for themselves as well.
no, that
Yeah.
they 100% will. So that's where it comes in. See, because that you get to that when you see that you've got enough runs that can't be chased. Now that time may be less to dismiss it, but let me give it a shot. Tukka lag gaya, we win it. At worst, what will happen? We'll take a draw. I think that will be the approach that England. That's why I'm saying today's day could have, because day 3 is a moving day, it could have turned the game on its head. India had that opportunity of this test match where England was slightly ahead throughout. This day you could have turned it around. You would have been sitting now at with the scores level or something, 4 wickets in hand or something like that. You could have been sitting and said that, listen, pile on another 100 runs tomorrow.
Well, but there's
and
one-
then let's see. First they have to cross 100 and let's see how many they put. If it's a small little total, we'll chase it down.
While the series, this test match, everything about it is exactly even Stevens 50-50. There's one massive gap that I see between the two sides, and that's the fielding. Today as well, it's the fielding that's separating the two teams.
No, but it evens out with the bowling. I think Indian bowling is far better.
I'll tell
and
no,
they look
but-
far
but,
potent.
But that's both ways. They
English-
also ultimately didn't let you score not even one run extra.
No, but that's it. That's not a question. That's what I'm trying to say. This is a day of missed opportunity. You look at, truth be told, I think Indian batters on that front are getting much easier bowling to face. On that front, I think English batter, the way Jasprit Bumrah has been bowling, even Nitish Kumar Reddy looked dangerous. On occasion, Mohammad Siraj also was putting in his effort. I don't see that with the English bowlers. I saw only towards the last session where Vokes got his line right, and even Brendan Cass, got his line right, and Ben Stokes got it. That happened right towards the end. But my point is, first 2 sessions, you're horrendous. You didn't know what line to bowl, too straight a line, bowling down the leg side. And I'm just telling you the mindset of this English team. We discussed that at tea time, that if I'm England, the new ball is 10 overs old. The best time, the most lethal time for this ball is between 10 to 20, 25 overs. That is the time where Duke's ball does the maximum. So you're coming after tea when you know that this is the ball now which will do maximum. And what do? They give Joe Root an over. I thought maybe just one surprise thing. He goes on to bowl 8 overs on the trot. With that ball which is 11, 12, 13 overs old, where your fast bowler should have been bowling, and guess who got you those wickets? The fast bowlers that came back. But again, look at England, the mindset. I know what they were thinking. If you see Ben Stokes looking so dangerous from the other end, and you're bowling a spinner, and that to a part-time spinner from one end. Imagine if you had gotten a Vokes or a Cass at that time, where they're still not as good bowlers, but at least the ball is doing something for them. You probably could have taken a lead, but thanks to England, they've allowed India to get away. That's what I'm saying. Their mindset as well in terms of bowling and the kind of bowling they did, all of it played in India's hand. India should have sealed the test match today. It was they've just allowed that golden opportunity.
But okay, it's perhaps unending this whole bit, but I think hands down England have been the better fielding side across 3 matches.
No, sure, I'm not denying that.
And
I'm saying it's just
compensating.
evened out because of the bowling.
If the bowling's ordinary, they in the field are making things up. In fact,
However, they missed 6 runouts.
they missed, see, some of them were like half runouts here and there, and
Oh, come on. And
Some of
Nitish
them.
Kumar Reddy and
3 times
Jadeja
cast
partnered.
iron.
3 times, yeah. Not all 6 times.
Ollie Pope twice easy ones he missed. I remember.
But having said that, they're taking their catches and they're doing their drills in, the slip cordon's doing its drills much better than the Indian slip cordon is.
Yeah, no, plus that's what I'm saying. They came
Look
with
at that
plans.
run out as well. That forced run out. It was an unforced error. Absolutely unforced. It's the season of Wimbledon. I can use unforced
Don't
and
remind what
terminology
happened
as
in that
well.
Unforced errors, the final. Oh my God.
Iga Swiatek.
It was 2 bagels, yes.
Yeah.
6 love.
I went back to 1988.
I felt bad for her. Animasova, she was weeping at the...
Anisimova. But Anisimova was actually the most hated person in the semi-final also, because she was accused of celebrating a point too early when the point was in play.
Yeah, that's okay. But whatever you did to be bageled like this.
I know. Steffi Graf had bageled
Natasha Zverev.
The year of the golden Grand Slam for her.
88.
The year of the golden Grand
88,
Slam,
88,
She had won Australian, French, Wimbledon, US and the singles gold at Seoul.
Anyway, sorry, coming back to...
Yeah, but just that fielding bit again, I think there's a lot separating the two sides.
No, completely agree with that, and they're the far better fielding side. The thing is that their bowling plan, as I was saying, were missing.
So
they didn't come. They didn't. I'm saying even if they didn't have plans, they
in
didn't
a
know the
way,
basics
if the
now.
Indian bowling's been over here, the batters have also had to be over here because the fielding at times has been here. So it's ultimately everything's just averaging it out in the series.
But
Everything's averaging out.
When you see England bowl the way they did in the last one and a half hour, I mean, look at Jofra Archer. You know, they say "Kya out kya?" He said, "This is it, fielder. You stand there. I will bowl a short one, telling the batsman clear cut. This is my plan." And on cue, same ball, Washington pulls, goes straight to the field. That interesting fielder that he's put right behind the wicketkeeper. Goes straight there.
The fielder that was there for Pant
Imagine
as well.
that kind of. So that's the kind of control that they can achieve, and yet they were pedestrian throughout the Test match.
A New Zealand thought, that is probably, because see, I remember
It's the
that
New Zealand
thought.
think tank that's ruining them.
Absolutely.
Captain Kiwi, bowling coach Kiwi, head coach Kiwi.
Yeah. Spin bowling coach also, Jitan Patel.
So that's it.
I mean, see, I remember when in the WTC final of 2021, Shami was trying to slog Tim Southee to mid wicket, but then he got one edge. It went to third man for a boundary. He tried a similar shot, but Williamson had a fielder just about an unconventional third man, and it went straight to him. So somewhere these kind of unconventional field settings, there's a big Kiwi thought process behind.
Okay, a word on KL Rahul and Ravindra Jadeja.
I thought we'd start with you because we got time to wax lyricals about him.
Or Jadeja as well.
Not on Jadeja.
KL
not
Rahul
KL
we did.
Rahul.
Look, so let's start with Jadeja.
I think,
Jadeja we can start.
The man who's got you a very crucial 70 odd.
I think there's an obvious reason. Jadeja, obviously, but I was actually starting with KL Rahul.
You
But
were
yeah,
Go ahead.
not in favor of having Jadeja in the side, right?
no, I was in favor of having him.
One of us would left out Jadeja. Who was that?
I think I had, yeah.
You had left him out.
No, I had said you can play only one
No,
spinner
okay,
between
yeah.
Washi and Jadeja.
I remember Gulati was somebody.
I did not have Jadeja for the second test. I had Jurel at number 7.
No, even for
one
this test
spinner.
match, I said you don't need two spinners in Lords.
Okay.
So you either play Jadeja or Washi. You don't need to play two spinners. Get enough fast bowling on. As you've seen, it's the fast bowlers that are doing the trick for you. So, I mean, I thought that in these conditions, you don't need two spinners. And as things turn out, that yes, Washi is contributed with the bat and so is Jadeja, but then the bowling is not going to be of any use. Imagine if you had another fast bowler. It could have been very different. Anyway, I mean, since you've spoken about KL, what can I say? I mean, you know, when I said it before that for a man who, and see, I think the greatest compliment I can pay KL for this innings is the fact that before this test match started, all of us actually picked KL Rahul to be the crucial guy for India. That in itself tells you that despite him not being a regular, despite him really being a bit down on the average, he still has that much faith that all of us had before this game. So, which means to say that the world does recognize what is it that he brings to the table. That when we got to know that these are tough conditions, how is it that unanimously we picked KL Rahul to be the batter to watch out for and get runs. I'm not saying that we are happy that he's the one who gotten runs, but I'm saying the fact that we had confidence in him, that means that there is a quiet realization that even though sometimes we criticize his average and so on and so forth, there's a quiet realization that we know that for tougher conditions he'll be the guy who steps up. And then that takes me to the other point that for a man with such good talent for test match cricket, how the hell does he average what he does? I mean, that's the enigma. Correct. That is an enigma that I won't understand.
But he's joined a very elite list today, as I had mentioned. He's matched Bradman, Sobers, Mahela, Steve Smith, Martin Crowe. All of them, they have been simply awesome in that. Only the Colonel is ahead in the whole list in Dilip Vengsarkar. But KL, yeah.
Jadeja.
I think
he's the number one all-rounder in the world. No?
Yeah,
Like now, I think
you
in
know,
the
I
ranking or
was
something like that.
actually having a chat with someone, and that particular person told me that Jadeja now averages more than Kohli, Pujara,
In
Rahane,
England.
VVS Lakshman than in England. I think his average is about 37, 38,
Even
and all
more
of
than
them.
Callis.
Yeah, even
Yeah,
more. Callis is
Callis.
36.
36,
if I'm
yeah,
not
he
wrong.
averages
Yeah.
more than him. That's
I think Jadeja, the batter, has really stepped up. Like, I was absolutely in favor of having Jadeja at number 5 yesterday, primarily due to the fact that, you know, Pant wasn't 100% fit. But, you know, if we talk about Jadeja, the batter, it's great. In a way, you know, it's good, but it still, you know, keeps him under pressure because his primary skill as a bowler, I think he's not delivering on that front, and that's why, you know, him being assured of a place going ahead for those overseas test matches, even in Manchester and Oval, I'm not really sure about it. Oval you can still play because you would have to play, you know, 2 spinners there. But Jadeja, the batter, I think
I
is
think he has
brilliant.
2 wickets in 3 test matches
Yeah.
so far. All
One came in the second innings previous
Edgbaston.
test.
But
One, yeah.
credit to the Indian team management as well to have sent him higher than a Washi as well as a Nitish.
I think it was more of a tactical thing, left-right combination, Rahul and
But it kind
Jadeja.
of worked for them.
His love affair with England continues. His love affair with Birmingham continues, as we saw in the previous match. Now, with a very crucial 72 today, with the bat, he's getting it. See, also because our desires from our cricketers will never diminish, so we expect him to be doing both the things with equal amount of efficacy, but that's seldom achieved. We're expecting too much at times. Yes, they're all-rounders, but they can't give you all-round performances at all times. These are 72 very crucial runs at the stage of the match that they came in, and we were discussing about it. I remember if England had anything about a 50-60 run lead as well, and then that would have ensured that they would have come into bat earlier. Had they gotten those 30-40 runs, and suddenly you're starting day 4 with a lead of about 80-90 already, and that just changes the complexion of the match. So very crucial, very instrumental runs from Ravindra Jadeja. And did he look in control? Yes.
Yeah, he did. I mean, closing in on 400, I think, test wickets overall, has 3,000 plus runs.
I'll just check it.
Yeah, I know. I mean, he's closing in on, he'll be 3,000 some odd, like, so his 4,000 test runs and 400 test wickets is something that he can realistically achieve, depending on how long. I mean, he's fit to have you know, done that. Before we dive into the question, one final word. There's a lot of chatter about Rishabh Pant and that run out. Was it down to that 100?
Yes, it was. I had mentioned if you have to look at
No
the
need
build
for it
unanimous, I
actually.
think.
No need for it.
100, you think?
See, because what had happened was 2 balls
But
prior
that
to
was
the
KL's call, no?
No,
it was Rishabh Pant's call. Yeah.
because he tapped it to
He was
cover-
like, yes.
cover point, yeah.
But
Then-
see, the thing is that KL was running to the danger end and he actually reached. But if you see the fielder,
yeah,
he
he-
turned around
Yeah,
and
he-
threw it there. So
Ben
smart
Stokes, yeah.
on the fielder as well.
was great
Because
fielding.
Naturally, you would have gone there, and I think KL got it covered. Because he
See,
had taken a
because the build-up happened 2 balls prior to the run-out. Okay, what happened was KL short and slow delivery outside of rock back, cut it to deep point. Okay, you may say deep extra cover in that sense.
On
yeah.
the offside, he hit it. Yeah.
But he just got a single, and then KL's like,
I missed out on
I
an
think
opportunity
I
to
missed
find
out
the
on an
gap,
opportunity.
yeah.
Okay. And some conversation happened. I mean, we couldn't exactly figure out what was the conversation. Pant then defended, but the plan was clearly to get KL on strike so that lunch he would have it very well for that 100 that he would get, because there were only 3 balls to go, 4 balls to go after that. Pant, he tapped it, but it took some brilliance from Ben Stokes. He really turned around quickly, effected a direct hit. Now, that upset the entire thing, but the milestone was clearly playing. Pant decided, I'll be the team man, I'll get you to that
What was
milestone.
good,
Yeah.
he didn't want KL Rahul to be having butterflies in his stomach during lunchtime. But ultimately, he ended up causing himself harm.
Yes. I mean, he could, his knock, if he had scored another 40, 50 runs more, he would have had the lead. You would have indeed had a lead, and you would be like wondering how England can avoid a collapse.
This is Test match cricket. This is how things work in cricket.
Yep. Okay, let's dive into some questions. Dhanush.
Yet another low order collapse. Why punish Kuldeep Yadav?
But again, as I said, while I am a big believer in Kuldeep and I think he should play, but in this test match, I want to play with another spinner. One spinning all-rounder is fine.
Yeah.
I would have gotten a fast bowler. Either an out-and-out fast bowler or a fast bowling all-rounder in Shardul. And Shardul with that pace would have been
Exactly.
ideal for these. Yeah, look at Reddy was looking dangerous.
He was getting you wickets, yeah.
Reddy has come out and said that he's a change bowler and he's worked with Pat Cummins.
Oh.
Yeah. See, Vyom.
Captain in SRH. Huh?
Yeah, he was,
He's worked with Pat Cummins, Mone Mokel. Mone Mokel wants to make him an effective bowler.
But
Oh, he
did Patty
looked
stay
good.
back with him or Patty was in Maldives?
No, but he stays, doesn't matter. No, 2 weeks out doesn't matter, Harshit. He stays with him for like 8 weeks of IPL now. Come on, yaar.
Vyom has a question. If it wasn't fine by England, then when India calls for drinks before 10 minutes, an umpire interferes, was it fine? India would have done the same like every team, usually does it.
Exactly.
Yeah, we have had a lengthy
Time
discussion on it.
wasting in cricket is Janam Siddha Adhikar of all batters and bowlers. I mean, you remember Viv Richards also. I mean, I think Nikhil, you would remember. I think you would have seen that footage also. England series where he was trapped LBW. Curtly Ambrose, I think, trapped one particular England batter LBW. Umpire was very hesitant, but then he saw Richards charging, finger wagging, out. He panicked and gave him out.
So what's that got to do with time wasting?
But he took up so much time. The England batters were just sauntering away, but it took up time because there were several vociferous appeals. There were arguments, ate up time, but then Richards then lost it and then decided, I'm going to finger wag and charge at the umpire. He panicked and gave it
No,
out.
but big players bullying the umpires is nothing new.
Exactly.
It's happened many times.
I mean, Viv Richards also bullied a young Wasim Akram.
Yeah.
When Akram got him out and then, you want to take this outside because he had given him a send-off, Akram, and he was very young and he had dismissed the great Viv and then, I'll see you outside.
because he had
Typical
used some
Delhi guy
He had used some
parliamentary
curse words.
language.
Yes,
that's
yes,
why.
he did.
Not because he dismissed him.
Yeah, but the way he sent him off in a very aggressive manner, Wasim Akram.
No, he said a few things.
Yeah,
like
he
that.
did.
No, obviously.
He was scared, Akram. He did reveal he was very scared.
AIPF has a comment that
There's another one of Mark Taylor. I don't know if you've heard that. Mark Taylor narrating about Shane Warne and Brian McMillan.
yeah.
94.
Where he's narrating that.
Yeah, I've heard of that
Shane Warne
anecdote. Yeah.
kept, going for him. That okay, I'm going to bowl you a leg spinner.
Yeah.
He kept embarrassing him, and then Brian.
He just came up with-
No, he just said one line. He
Yeah.
said, because Australia were to tour South Africa.
Yeah,
He
yeah.
said, Shane, many people die in South Africa every single day. One more will die, nobody will back him. So he's like, from that time, Shane Warne got scored. He said, he came and asked me, does he really mean that? And Brian McMillan,
course,
big
huge.
Mac. So,
Yeah.
One of the best slip fielders.
so he's like, after that, he was careful not to. Many people die in South Africa every day. One more will make no difference.
That was cold.
And for an Australian, you can imagine, because South Africa, dangerous country, Joburg and all.
Of course, yeah.
Crime capital.
Crime capital of the world, yes.
People shoot for fun, they say.
know.
So
Every 4
he's
minutes.
definitely scared.
Yeah. Every 3 minutes there is a murder. Every 2 minutes a car gets carjacked in Johannesburg.
Joburg, yeah.
And every minute there is a mugging. That's how bad crime is in Johannesburg.
And every 30 seconds a plan hatched to do all
Every
of that.
30 seconds an item is stolen.
Okay.
Yeah. AI platform fan clubs are saying.
I've had something got stolen in Joburg.
Laptop.
No, this was my colleagues. Yeah, so it had laptop, camera, and mic and all of that.
18 tour.
No, this is FIFA World Cup 2010.
Oh, 10. Okay.
Like this, gone.
Damn.
I got mugged in Durban, 2006, at an ATM.
Oh, the second test match.
At Knife Point.
Damn. Second test
I
match.
went to the
Durban.
cops and registered a proper complaint.
Yeah. Damn. Not just Joburg, even Durban.
And in fact, because
How was Kanun Vyavastha there?
I mean, I went to the police station and everything, but cricketing circles are very small, no? And I mean, everyone got to know. So when I came to the press box, people came, then commentators and all came, like Mr. Gavaskar. That time I hadn't worked with him, so I mean, he knew of me as a journalist, but there was no he heard and he came like, where is he? Are you fine? You know, a lot of people are, because the traveling contingent is small. There 15, 20 journalists, the team. So a lot of people came and asked me, so fine, because first time to get robbed like that.
I know.
at
Anjan
knife
Desh
point
mein.
is different.
Pardesh mein he got robbed. Yeah.
So Joburg, South Africa that way, but it's a beautiful country.
Yeah.
Aside from all this, it is beautiful.
Yeah.
AIPF has a comment that India can only win this test with the mentality of that England should be having 60 overs of hell, or else it's a draw.
Yeah,
You have to give 60 overs of hell tomorrow.
we actually discussed that. For India to make a test match, crucial session, 2 crucial sessions coming. 2, because if it goes to the 3rd session, then you're pretty much out of it. Then draw is something that you can aim at. Tough to then eke out a win, I guess. You still can. Let's say you dismiss them at a paltry total and then chase it down, fine style. But I guess you'll get an idea in the first 2 sessions. That'll decide. If England don't go through those 2 sessions in panic mode, as an average mode, let's say lose 2 wickets apiece, which is sort of an average in this test match, then I think you can only play for a draw, I guess. So for India to push for a win, first 2 sessions, pounce, and this
Yes.
60 overs of hell or
Hell.
whatever.
Yeah. Faraz, umpires need to stamp authority when such gamesmanship is expected. That guys, we will have 2 overs no matter what.
Yeah,
England innings
exactly.
had to begin at 10:52. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. There was a delay at that time as well, and then later. And because players know you can push it, so going back to that football example, you can't push a lot. But then, say supposing the innings is to start at 52, then the umpires establish, listen, this is 8 minutes. I can fit in 2 overs. There's no question of how much time should I. 2 overs are going to be done. Now you waste your time, do whatever. I will get 2 overs done. It's that injury time thing. That I've decided that much injury time is now. You do Nautanki, I'm going to squeeze that much time. So that's a good point. I think if you see when you come out that 8 minutes are left, and 8 minutes ideally should have 2 overs. So you announce to the team that I'm going to have 2 overs. Now do whatever you want.
Chili Paneer has a comment that 271 for 7, India gave away the advantage, and 248 for 3. Once again, they gave it away.
Yeah, exactly what we discussed and we alluded to.
Yep. Vishal Pajal from the US is saying every team wastes time. Pant did it in the T20 World Cup final to pause the game.
Yeah, I agree. But I mean, all I'm saying is that it did not have a bearing whether one more over can be bowled or not. I mean, you still had the full 20. Yes, that's akin to taking an injury timeout in tennis to break momentum. But you do it within rule. But there are only those many injury timeouts you can take. Now you find out how you're going to do. It just can't be that for example, once the game starts, tennis has a rule that there'll be a serve that has to be done in that much time. So while you have few lacunas, but there are overall, once the time is called within that 60-second period, you have to bowl you have to do the first serve. Between serve, there's that fixed gap you have to do. I think these things can come in. Somewhere as I said, that's a good idea. That 8 minutes are left, you have to bowl 2 overs, finish.
Yes.
Not more than that, fine. But 2 overs are bowled now, do whatever.
Yeah. Shubman Gill saying Clark told Anderson Johnson will break
Your
that
FNR.
sledge. FNR. Problem is we have put mics and expect sportsmen to keep language in check under pressure.
Yeah. That's
Can't
why I
happen in
said that
sports.
happens. Yeah. I mean, they are made of flesh and bones. Yeah. They're not made of AI platform like we had a question. That can be controlled. That's a program, you can control it. This is
In any sport, tempers you
Emotion.
will lose. Yeah, you will lose your emotions at that time. Even a mild game like chess, you've seen players
look
lose.
at bang. That became meme material.
The most viral moment of 2025. At least he didn't let out a cuss word.
And can I be honest, to be fair to Carlson, the disappointment, quickly he gathers himself and realizes, no, this was, I shouldn't have. And then he goes, congratulates him. But at that spur of the moment, you expect that he's blundered or damn it, I blundered. He did that. And then he went, he said, no, I have to respect the opponent. Goes, shakes his hand, done.
But despite being a half-board Carlson, he still won the tournament. What a freak of nature.
As you were telling us.
Yeah, he beat ChatGPT without losing a piece.
AI for fun, yeah.
He's a freak.
And ChatGPT said your strength must be 1,800, 2,000 yellow. Okay. That's why you shouldn't trust AI. So
He's a freak of nature.
Like you said, Sullivan.
I like Ronnie O'Sullivan.
I'll put Magnus right up here.
If you haven't seen, go to YouTube, just see Ronnie O'Sullivan play, and you will know how he plays.
But ironically, he himself has said that Stephen Hendry was the best.
No, that's because
Respect, yeah.
I'll tell you what it is. It is like Stephen Hendry. He won those many 7, I think, world title or whatever.
He did.
And it's just that he was a gentleman kind, like the Federer kind, and people respect. But Sullivan was a freak.
He's Djokovic.
No, but not. I mean, how do I say? He's.
Yeah, he's like, see, he plays so quickly, but with
Carlsen.
precision and clinical efficiency that,
He's Carlsen level. He's like genius level. There's some people who are like genius levels. What they're doing is not humanly possible. I think what Stephen Hendry did was very good, but he felt like a human.
Yes.
What Ronnie O'Sullivan does is
Rocket. Indeed.
As I said, he can just like the only example I give people who don't even know snooker, like so snooker table is very big, and a lot of places where if you're on the other side, you have to use the rest. You must have seen them use the rest, which is long, because certain places you can't reach, right? The cue,
because
so you have to use the long cue
hand.
and the rest. You must have seen them use, because snooker table is very big. Ronnie O'Sullivan in a championship match also doesn't use it. He goes lefty and plays it in a crucial pot which can decide the thing. He doesn't care. You go lefty, boom, pot, move on. He says, I don't need the rest. It's like how you would play in local club, ki chalo, don't waste time, don't get this, like that. Plays like that.
True legend.
And doesn't see, and snooker is such a thinking game like chess. You have to plan your move. Like people take, you have to see him play. He goes tak 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 tak. Doesn't stop. He plays at a phenomenal place, and then you think like he's got some computer in his mind that he's thinking some 50 moves ahead.
No, you ask anybody in the modern era, who did you start watching snooker for? It was Ronnie O'Sullivan.
Even as I say, even if you don't know snooker, just see him play.
Yeah,
You'll know what
you'll be
he
blown
does.
away.
Yeah.
Yep. Shubman Gill. Or/ENG players celebrate special days in remembrance of player's wife. Here in India, majority people blame family for performance.
Shubham,
Come on.
this late at night you have to come up with this.
Sorry, boss. See, in India there are too many things to
It
fight
made us
upon.
laugh, and it's a good comment though.
Pranit
Just
Datta,
like that one comment that came yesterday, which we did not read.
Yes.
But we laughed a lot. For those who wanted to know, they understood.
Pranit Datta has a comment that, Dear Harshit, please give Gill a dictionary of the words he should be using when he is angry. Seriously, when emotions take over, words don't matter. Ask Virat Kohli. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Doesn't.
I know which word will be on the top then.
Yeah. Dark Knight has a comment that there are two big issues which India need to address. First is the batting of 8 to 10 batters. They can't even score 10 runs each. And secondly, lower middle order have no clue how to bat with tail-enders. No.
See, for example, Jasprit Bumrah, last 7 innings, I think he's got 6 ducks, 122 sandwiched in between that. He's not done well with the bat, Jasprit Bumrah. Otherwise,
I'm okay. With what he gives me with the ball, I'll take it.
No, but it was Bumrah, the batter, who won you last time at Lord's.
I
Yeah.
know. But as of now, I'll take Bumrah the ball. It's the others who really need to step up.
Exactly.
Daler Singh has a comment that over 8 is a big problem. We have lost 32 overs. Maybe we have plenty of 5 runs per overs lost. Jadeja is a GOAT all-rounder in this era.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, he means penalty.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ashish Dhar has a comment that Kohli got into the minds of Aussies. His aggressive approach towards crowd and Aussie players since Adelaide Test 2011 paved the way for 2 series victories in 2018 and 2021.
Yes. What do you have to say?
Yeah.
The critic that you were.
Yeah.
It's true, yeah. That's why I'm saying I like that version of Virat Kohli. Not so much color to the sport, yeah. He made it
Lots
fun,
of
yeah.
colour.
No, he made it fun. And I mean, see, again, he wore his heart on his sleeve. And I would agree, like sometimes you say that you have only aggression in talking, but you don't show it in the play. You can't fault Virat for doing that. He showed it
Of course not.
playing as well. It wasn't just all talk, he walked the talk.
But
It moved hand in hand.
But
Ah,
colour,
exactly.
aggression with
But
performance was hand in hand.
color, entertainment, and if you converted to circus, we know who does that. Color and entertainment.
Why are you talking
Cryptic.
Cryptic? This did that.
Respect,
in the year
respect,
1945
respect.
and this one did.
That's Jose Mourinho.
Respect.
Today, this one was trending. Stupid. After the run out.
No.
Now that trend has gone and you know what is trending. Which words are trending?
I love mutton biryani has a comment that
Somehow that word's been relevant because we were talking about the Duke's controversy, right?
So you think because of that it's trending? No.
In a way.
is claiming that his last 2 super chats weren't taken.
That can't be.
Yeah,
mutton
we
biryani.
take all super
we love
chats.
mutton biryani and we love super chats.
Yeah.
So,
Yes.
so we're not,
Oops.
Yeah.
what is this question? But
Yeah, Shashwat, don't ignore me. And why is
Sashwat
this
is not here. How can you?
30?
Okay, he's saying that day he must have sent
Okay,
in.
sent and
An average of a 30, a player like this is acting like Ponting. Tomorrow 60 overs should be held for England.
He is basically saying Zak Crawley with a 30 average is acting like he's Ricky Ponting. So tomorrow they'll get 60 overs of hell.
Yeah, he has some video of Rob Key and Ben Stokes.
We didn't say that. There is super chat people are saying.
Yeah. Vivek Keshwani is saying England did within the rules and even India also did in the past. In the World Cup final,
That Pant.
but Nikhil explained the logic behind it. You are not wasting an over in T20 cricket. That was just to break momentum. You can check it out in the video.
That's like, as I said, that's like that timeout taken in tennis to break
Medical
momentum.
timeout,
They do
yeah.
it, but it's allowed, and so you use a medical timeout. But this would be like if there was no time clock on the serve, and then you are wasting that so that the game gets pushed tomorrow. So
Yeah. Rakesh Bhushan, whenever Sanjay Manjrekar and
why we
Nikhil...
left Vivek Keshwani?
we took Vivek Keshwani,
Acha,
no?
acha.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry. Rakesh Bhushan.
Whenever Sanjay Manjrekar and Nikhil criticize Jadeja, he comes out with a good performance.
Not at all.
When
I've
did you
never
criticize?
criticized Jadeja. Never. I had said that between Washi and Jadeja, I would only play one spinner. So you can, if you want to leave Jadeja out, he's not picked too many wickets. You can do. Never criticized him.
But he didn't.
But
pick
by
up
the way, why
really-
you Sanjay Manjrekar से मुझे क्यों तोड़ा ना साथ में? You want to tell me? It's his
That
birthday
birthday.
today. Sanjay Manjrekar's birthday.
That bits and pieces is going to stay with him, na?
60.
Wow.
6. So I mean, to be fair, he doesn't look 60 though.
Yeah, he doesn't. I thought he was
60
55
years, yeah.
or something. I thought.
Yeah, well, he's turned 60.
Wow.
So-
Awesome. Praneeth Datta Singh. I'm surprised Gulati mentioned Jadeja is not a certainty in the next 2
I'll
tests.
take this, yeah.
With the bat, he's a match winner. He won you the last test match.
No, that's absolutely fine. If we have to look at his batting form, Jadeja should be playing the next 2 matches. But he also has another job, for this team, and it is of a primary spinner, and he's not delivering that. And if a spinner is not really getting you wickets, then you have to look at the other options. And sometimes, harsh calls have to be taken. It's as simple as that. It's just, a point of view that's backed by some logic, and I'm happy to hear what you think. Yeah. I think, Pawan, we missed one comment. Could you just go up if I'm... No, okay.
Same,
My
he
bad.
had mentioned
My bad,
KL
yeah.
post 100, played a lazy shot, he should have scored more daddy 100.
My bad. I thought that,
But I agree with that I don't think it was a great shot.
Yeah.
But I think we're also undermining the delivery. It was a nice flighted delivery.
It dipped on KL Rahul, he had to poke at it.
Yeah.
So,
It's a bit of both, I think. Also a lazy shot, I agree. Ashish Dhar.
आशीष दर सिंह महाभारत was better. एक योद्धा कहता था सावधान, दूसरा हर हाल में तैयार हो जाता था. ICC can take inspiration. Imagine Bumrah saying सावधान.
In those days it used to be like, ready, and so you're ready.
the language would have been in Czech also.
Yes.
Here now he's saying, no, I'll take it.
Aja Shatru.
Okay.
Raveen Dhanapalan.
Ravindran, these pitches will backfire on England soon. It's already backfired.
It's already backfired, Edgbaston.
Yeah, but that's why they've changed it slightly. I don't think that they've still gone to English pitches, but after Leeds in, so I think that they're moving gradually. They're so underconfident about their own bowling and batting that they just don't want to serve up English conditions. So they said, "Arey, flat to ho gaya, now we have to change something." So let's marginally change the pitch in Lords.
Yeah.
Not too much also, because that grass was also wiped out right before the bat. But they left a little bit of juice in it. if they get some confidence, they do well here, maybe next pitch they will try and leave a little bit. They're also not 100% confident on there.
Yeah. Shubham Garg, feedback. Without missing panelist, discussion actually happens in the show. Otherwise, it's all about debate show with certain moments of shouts also.
I didn't
I
understand.
also didn't understand.
It's too much English for me to understand. You understand?
I'm
Sorry, Shubham
least
Garg.
qualified to understand the language.
Why?
As had happened now, I didn't understand the language which was used in the match also right towards the end. So since that time I've blanked out.
Okay.
But I'm guessing somebody here did because I heard a little hiss.
Chinmay Joshi, will Stokes last the entire series? He's giving it all but seems to be struggling physically.
I think he will last. I think he
He
was
may not
bowling
bowl.
well. But he was bowling well.
No, I'm saying that if he has to last the entire series, he might not bowl.
But I felt to me that he was okay. I didn't see any.
Yeah,
I
he's
thought
fine.
while batting, there seemed to be some sort of
Groin.
But when he came to bowl, I've not seen him being troubled at
Clearly,
all.
England need him to be bowling
Huh.
much more than he bats. Batting, you'll still have, someone a ducket maybe get you an 80 odd or a
when India
Billy
bat
out.
in the fourth innings, you may not have a Bashir bowling because he suffered that injury. So
Yeah, absolutely.
you're down to 4 bowlers, and if Stokes doesn't bowl, 3 bowlers and a root.
No, Stokes has not shown any signs that he's
Yeah.
not fit. I think in batting he did, but then suddenly he came out. Magic
See, he was
spray or whatever
crucial.
he
He
put.
was crucial
He's
at
fine.
Leeds. He was crucial at Headingley. Then he was again crucial in the first innings here as well as a bowler. So you clearly need Ben Stokes, the bowler and the fielder as well, to be there. That was very sharp work from him in the field. He was pumped after that.
Yes. Ashish, the tailenders did not throw it away like first
Yeah.
test match.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, not everyone chipped in, but I think your lower order did chip in that sense. I mean,
Lower
I
order
But it
don't think
doesn't see it. Forget the runs. You need to understand the time as well. The time that it gets, a 30 ball, whatever 10 that you will score or 25 balls, it takes away more time. Everything changes
Yeah.
than with time.
Yeah.
KL
Okay.
Rahul's come for the PC.
On that note, shall we
Yeah. we
take
can.
care, leave? Thank you for your company.
Yes. Sunday, more action coming up with India versus England 4th test.
Wimbledon final.
Wimbledon final, Sinner
Men's
versus
singles.
Alcaraz, and the ping ball test match has begun between Australia and West Indies as well. Stark playing his 100th test.
But most importantly, it is day 4
Day
of the test
4.
match between India and England, for which we will be live during lunchtime, 5:30 p.m.
5:30 p.m.
That is right.
No risk of innings getting over before that, at least. So 5:30 is a safe time to let everyone know we'll be here. As I said, 2 very crucial sessions coming up. The first 2 sessions.
With politicians, they oftentimes do, our colleagues only at times, that we pull out the number of times that a certain word was used again and again while announcing. Our transcripts, if they were to be pulled out for test match analysis, crucial will be the word that'll stand out.
But tell me if I've lied ever. It's genuinely been a crucial
It's
session.
been crucial. We've been consistent in that regard.
Yeah.
Yep, indeed. So, bye-bye from all of us here. We'll be joining you tomorrow for all the latest sporting updates from me, Nikhil, Gulati and Harshad. It's Nandri, Vanakkam, Shubhratri, Shabba Khair. Eat your vegetables, don't trouble your mother, stay safe.
Show us some love. Give us a like on the video, please. That's the
Like,
only thing
share,
we do, yeah.
subscribe.
Share it also.
Yes.
Very demanding people at times, but we also crave for your love.
Indeed. Bye-bye.